Hey everyone, this is Kelly Cahoot and I'm here for Scrappiness.com. Today I have a happy birthday card to share with you featuring Gerda Steiner's Happy Hoppy stamp set. Here's a look at the finished card. To get started, the first thing I did was stamp that cute little bunny in VersaFine Black Onyx ink. This ink is water safe. I had planned to use my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers to color in the bunny and end up changing my mind. But I stamped the balloons in Versamark sticky ink. And I'm going to cover those with clear embossing powder. I am going to watercolor the balloons with Distress ink. So I stamped the bunny a big bunch of balloons overlapping some. And then I'm going to make sure all those are covered with that embossing powder, and then I heat set that. The stamped image where I have embossed acts as little wells or little barriers for the watercolor. So I drop in and fill the little balloon area with clean water, and then I go back in and drop in the Distress ink. The first color I use, the pink, is Spun Sugar. I end up darkening that up with Picked Raspberry later on. This second color is Cracked Pistachio. And after I get down the first two colors where none of my balloons are overlapping, I need to dry that really well to make sure that I don't get too much blending when I start overlapping the colors. So I dropped in clean water, and now I'm using squeezed lemonade, and this is where they start to overlap. Now you're going to get some color mixture, but it doesn't get as muddy as it does if you don't dry it in between. Now I'm just going to flick on some little flicks of paint using that Picked Raspberry, Cracked Pistachio, and Squeezed Lemonade. I love the effect of this. It looks like a little happy confetti. And then I'm just going to do some quick Copic coloring. This is where I changed my mind. I was very careful not to drag my Copics through the VersaFine ink because that is not Copic friendly ink. It will run. I'm going to turn some music on and finish up the coloring. Here's a quick look at the finished coloring. I added a little bit of black glaze pen to his eyes and nose. And now I'm going to use a ruler and just draw my balloon strings from the little ends of the balloons to his hand. And I'm being careful to pass behind his ears because I don't want any of the strings going in his face or over his ears. So I'm just skipping parts as if they would cross over another image. And then I just finished up by drawing a few little curly strings coming out of the bottom of his hand. And now I'm going to work on the greeting part. This says happy birthday, and this is also from that Gerda Steiner Happy Hoppy stamp set. And it was horizontal, and I wanted it to be a stacked greeting. And so I clipped that apart, and I'm setting that up in my Stampaholic stamping tool. And I'm going to get it all lined up. Make sure it's nice and straight, and then pick it up. And then I'm just going to ink that up in the same VersaFine Black Onyx ink and stamp that down a couple of times to make sure it is nice and crisp and black. I added some foam tape on the back of that, and I'm just going to pop that on to a little background piece that I have cut using the Cat Scrappiness Fancy Scalloped Stitched dies. These are awesome. I love these to add just a little bit of interest around the edges. I'm going to pop that onto a white top folding card base. Add just a little bit of Winkostella to the balloons and to the little bunny's ears and cheeks. That adds just a little bit of shimmer. And this is the finished card. Nice one layer springy colored card. Thank you so much for joining me. All the supplies can be found at catscrappiness.com. All the supplies are also found in the description box. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.